You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Come back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. We're going to talk more about Sage Steele because, as we know, she lit a lot of fires over the past week or so after she went on Jay Cutler's new podcast, and she dropped some bombs on there. She said, one, she didn't think Barack Obama was black. And then she came out and said she also thought the fact that Disney/ESPN having mandated the jab was something that, in her opinion, was sick and scary. And oh my God, the world exploded. The world exploded. She had to bend the knee to Disney ESPN, apologize to them, I guess. She put out a little statement, apologizing. Basically what happened is they threatened Sage Steele's job. Let's be real. You had Carrie Champion yesterday going on CNN, former First Take host on ESPN. Sage Steele was her colleague, went on there and bashed the hell out of her, okay? Because in this current climate of our country, you're not allowed to have a differing opinion. Sage Steele is biracial, all right? And, oh my God, she breaks narratives all over the place, a lot like Candace Owens. And, of course, they call Candace Owens a white supremacist. Well, one of the biggest voices in the conservative community is Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro, of course, has his website, has his YouTube. He's one of the largest podcasts in all of the United States with thousands upon thousands of listeners. And he has come out and he has he has destroyed ESPN for their hypocrisy of what they've done to Sage Steele. And he's absolutely right. We have sat back for the last 4 years and listened to how many ESPN personalities bash Donald Trump, without a doubt. But Sage Steele has one opinion that butthurts you about Obama, and now she's riding the pine. They've got her suspended over at ESPN. Well, Ben Shapiro didn't like it, much like we didn't like it, and he's got some things to say about it. Ben Shapiro slams ESPN for vicious bashing of Trump and political hypocrisy. They, quote, silence Sage Steele for insulting Obama. The drama between ESPN and their conservative talent, Sage Steele, is transcending sports media, and the Daily Wire's Ben Shapiro is the latest to offer the SportsCenter anchor some support. We also want to recognize the fact that Ben Shapiro hired Gina Carano after Disney let her go from Star Wars The Mandalorian. Steele, who joined ESPN in 2007, was pulled from their airwaves this week after making several divisive comments during a podcast with former NFL quarterback Jay Cutler. You only deem them divisive because that's what you want them to feel like, media. While her controversial headlines weighed into ESPN's decision, the network ultimately removed Steele from on-air responsibilities after reportedly testing positive for the Wuhan virus. The positive test ironically occurred 1 week after she blasted ESPN's vaccine mandate as, quote, sick and scary. In addition to criticizing her longtime employer's safety precautions, Steele also slandered former President Barack Obama for his racial identity. Quote, I think that it's fascinating considering his black dad was nowhere to be found, but his white mom and grandmas raised him. Steele said of Obama identifying as black on a 2010 census report. Steele's comments on Obama, vaccine mandates, and women in sports media caused her to issue an apology Tuesday morning, something Ben Shapiro didn't think was necessary. I absolutely agree, Ben Shapiro. Sage is terrific at her job, and she is absolutely great at her job. Shapiro tweeted, but she must be silenced because she thinks differently about vaccine mandates and Barack Obama. Nearly the entire ESPN staff spent 4 years tearing into Trump in the most vicious terms. How much did we listen to that on ESPN's number one rated show, First Take, from Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman? My God, Max Kellerman suffers from a heavyweight championship version of Trump derangement syndrome. I mean, he is a lunatic. Steele criticizes Obama, and she suspended immediately, the conservative podcaster added. Shapiro previously criticized ESPN for wading into politics, demanding the network, quote, stick to sports, something Steele failed to do while recording a podcast with Cutler. Well, she was not on ESPN at the time there, immediate. But Shapiro's ire stemmed from ESPN supposing the inclination to let their employees bash Donald Trump and not Democratic presidents. ESPN appears to employ more talent willing to vocalize their disdain for Trump than personalities who show support for the former Republican president. Well, I'm sure nobody over there wants to openly show it because you will get rid of them. CNN. But the company has reprimanded people on both sides. Now, I'm about to point something out about the following paragraph that this website gives in their examples, because I believe everything has changed since this particular time. When Jemele Hill used her personal Twitter account to call Trump a white supremacist in 2017, ESPN's then president, woke cocaine cowboy John Skipper, reaffirmed the network's principles and labeled her tweet as one that violated company standards. 2 weeks later, Hill was suspended for violating the ESPN social media guidelines, and 1 year later, they parted ways with her. Former SportsCenter anchor Kenny Mayne was also recently stated he was privately reprimanded for making what he believed was a harmless joke about Trump. Mayne and ESPN similarly parted ways earlier this year. It should be noted Kenny Mayne was cut over cost-cutting. All right, they deemed his salary too high. Steele, who remains a premier talent at ESPN, will not be anchoring SportsCenter this week, and there's no timetable for their return. Okay, so Ben Shapiro's just talking about the fact that they got a double standard. And look, let us point something out here about John Skipper's brave and stunning and courageous suspension and reprimand of Jemele Hill. I promise you, he wouldn't have done a damn thing if the George Floyd incident had already happened, which changed everything yet again, and it became open season on Donald Trump bashing after Fentanyl Floyd, St. Floyd, bend the knee to Floyd. After that incident happened, it was open season. Any personality on any sports channel, on any media channel, could say whatever they wanted about a conservative, about Donald Trump, you name it. It was open season, okay? It was a license to woke all over the place after the George Floyd incident, okay? So let's not call what ESPN did to Jemele Hill, 4 years ago, a level playing field. No, it was a different time than it is even now. Okay? It wasn't as looked upon as highly to quote unquote bash every conservative back then, but after George Floyd, it became open season. All right? And let's face it, leftists are even more loony now than they were back then. Okay? So Ben Shapiro's talking about right now, but he's also, he's making the point. For 4 years, we have listened to ESPN personality after ESPN personality go on air and wage war against Donald Trump. Okay? It was one of the reasons the election was he was always going to fight an uphill battle because he was battling everybody, mainly the media. The media is the real virus. I mean, there you go. Ben Shapiro's absolutely right. Okay? I mean, my God, Shannon Sharp and all those guys over at FS1, they do the same thing. It's standard operating procedure now in media. They won't stick to sports. ESPN won't. But the one time a conservative that works for ESPN comes out and voices her opinion, ESPN's got to lose their mind and decide they want to suspend her. It's horse shit. It's absolute horse shit. It's a double standard. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous. But look, I think most of us always know this kind of thing is coming from the leftist media, and that's what ESPN now is. I mean, ESPN is just another version of MSNBC and CNN. In fact, where did I see Shapiro say that? ESPN is MSNBC with footballs. Sage Steele is terrific at her job, but she must be silenced because she's got a differing opinion. So, he's right. He's absolutely right. I don't know if they're going to have a sports section over at his Daily Wire, but Sage Steele, she's under fire now. She's under fire. I don't think she should have ever been suspended, personally. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.